Greetings, everyone. I hope all is well. I want to address the original Hebrews, whether they were black or not, and I'm replying to a comment left by nupu.org. He said, "Peace, family. But are you saying that the original Hebrews were not black? That there are no original black Arabs, only pale Arabs? If that is your point of view, why? I happen to know that so called Hebrews were black as well as Prophet Muhammad most likely was black." Okay, so yes, I am saying that the original Hebrews were not black. And by Hebrews, I mean those people who inhabited Canaan or Palestine or what we call Israel today. And the time period that I am addressing will be around 2000 BC, or we can say 1500 BC. I think the depictions that we have in Kemet of those Hekakasut or Hyksos, those nomads, those greetings, bro. How you doing? Feel free to leave any comments. All right. I've seen the comments that you left. I appreciate that. And yes, I think the records that we have are from the like 1500 BC or so. But anyway, before I elaborate, there are two things I want to say. First of all, regarding the Hebrews, regarding the Semites, people from Akkad, Sumer, Mesopotamia, the Levant, and all that. Um, Not only I'm saying that they were not black, but I have demonstrated with records. I shown the records, archaeological documents, actually archaeological records with depictions of those people from 2700 BC to about 700 BC. And they were definitely Caucasians. They were definitely white. Now, the video that I'm talking about is called White Semites Black Awakening. And I am sharing the link right now in the chat. Bear with me. White Semites Black Awakening. There we go. So this has been shared. And then I will address Prophet Muhammad. So let me put the other comments. Hold on. Now, Shady Reddy says the Hebrew language is an altered version of the Canaanitic script. And then further on, it says mixed with Greek. I don't know, but I don't know. I mean, Canaanite language. I never even thought, but I used to call the language. Well, there was a reconstruction for Hebrew, the Hebrew language. So we can call it whatever we want. I mean, right now I'm dealing with the complexion or the phenotype of those people, but I don't know. I don't know if we should call it a pro-Canaanitic script, whatever language they were talking. And so now regarding Muhammad, I will share something real quickly. I'm going to remove this one and share another screen. So there it is. Okay. Now, can I make this bigger? I'll try. Let me see now. Okay, I know what to do. Hold There it is. Okay, so regarding Prophet Muhammad, here is a quote from Sahih Bukhari. I'm sorry about this. Hadith Hadith 63. Now the order in terms of compilation might be different from one editor to another, but you should be able to find this one. It says Anas bin Malik reported that when a person inquired the companions about the Holy Prophet, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, they pointed towards him, saying, "This man reclining on his arm." I'm sorry, this white man reclining on his arm. And to say white man, the Arabic is Rajul al Abiyad. Abiyad is the word for white. That's why I have put it in red there. Rajul obviously is the word for man. This is Sahih Bukhari. This is the hadith collection that is considered the most reliable. So basically, next to the Quran, that's where Muslims will find a reliable source about the Sunnah. Okay? Can we do better than this? In the Quran, I read that Muhammad's name is mentioned only 4 times. So when it comes to the description, the physical description of Prophet Muhammad, I doubt that we will have much information. But in the Hadith, it's something else. Now, there are other passages where we have descriptions of Muhammad's physical appearance or complexion. It's not the first time that we have a mention of whiteness when it comes to Prophet Muhammad in the Hadith. But I have just quoted this one for the record in a video that I made in French because that movement of people trying to blacken um, all Abrahamic figures or most Abrahamic figures, it has reached France. And I kept referring to Sahih Bukhari, but I thought, okay, you know what? I will quote it for the record. And now I have just asked him, well, now, fellas, your turn. Since you've been saying that Prophet Muhammad was black for the longest, well, why don't you just give me a quote from a hadith, preferably Sahih Bukhari, but if it's not Sahih Bukhari, it can be another hadith, preferably a Sahih, but if not, just give me a quote of a hadith where Muhammad is described as black. And I'm still waiting, and I think that I will wait for a long time. I will not find words where he is described as black. I might bring you words that means brown or brownish or whatever that is. But to this day, I am still waiting. They are doing the acrobatic linguistic game that has been quite convenient for them in the last few years. And I will leave them with that. We're going to cut to the chase. We're going to cut the middleman. Let's deal with the quotes. All right. So I think that I have answered the initial question regarding the Hebrews. And I will put back. There it is. And by the way, that comment there, it was left as you will see here. I can remove that. I can remove that. It was left on the video entitled Asylum Hotep is no longer claiming that the Hebrews were black. All right. Because Asylum Hotep, he made that claim years back. He made other weird claims and ridiculous claims, but I had to school him, I had to teach him. He didn't want to listen. He was stubborn. And probably like 8 years later or something, not 8 years, but 5 years later, I don't know how many years, but I think that was back in 2011. So yes, maybe 8 years later, now he's getting on board with the correct information at least regarding the Hebrews. And he actually said that he was a Hebrew Israelite, which I suspected. In my article, I wrote two articles refuting his claims back then in 2011. If I'm not mistaken, it was 2011, but the date is on the article. Um, I suspected. I asked a question. I asked him, were you a Hebrew Israelite? Because he was going hard with that Bible teaching, He was going hard with this, he was a big believer in the Bible. But anyway, I have answered the question. If anybody have any statement, any question, feel free. Otherwise, I will wrap it up and move to some new adventures. Anybody have any question? Oh, let me see. This blackening of Caucasian religion is a result of self-hate. Self-hate or uh, lack of self-esteem. But it's a trend. That's a fashion. That's a trend to blacken. I mean, it's not new anyway. It's not new. It is sad though, because for the Arabs, we don't have much records. We don't have as many as for what we call the Hebrews, those quote unquote Semitic people, those desert dwellers, those nomads who were in Kemet, those Hyksos or Hykakasud. For them, we have a fair bit of depictions. And it's a shame when we have the depiction, but yet people still try to say that they were black. It's not difficult, it's very easy. That's why, with modesty, I have said many times before that White Semites, Black Awakening is one of the most significant video. And as a matter of fact, I think that I wrote, I would check exactly what I wrote. Oh no, I think I think I have changed the subtitle. I think I've changed it. Let me see what it says. Yeah, I've changed it. But anyway, I think it's one of the most important video regarding I don't want to say black history, but the Semites, all those claims about Semitic people being black, Hebrews being black. It's so important, so significant. Because before we get to Christianity and before we get to Islam, that's what we're dealing with. The Hebrews, Judaism, the Hebrew faith, the patriarchs, those prophets, those biblical characters, people from those regions, from those areas. Sumer, Akkad, the Levant, Mesopotamia, Palestine. I show records from all these areas. People, you brothers and sisters, and even those of you who are not black, you can help spreading that information. That's not the most entertaining video, but I go straight to the records directly. As soon as the video starts, I show you the books, I show you the pages, so you can see the authors. You can see the authors. I mean, look, for example, and you know what? You know what? Here's what we'll do. I will share the screen. I'll share the screen. Hold on. Just to give you a flavor of what we're dealing with. Now, this is advertisement. It's all good. There it is. Now, let me go back. Check how the video starts. This is a book from the Louvre Museum. A book from the Louvre Museum about Susa, archaeology in Iran. And wait for the next book. It's like Oxford something. Hold on. Hold on. Let me make this bigger so I can. I wanted to show you, but I need to go right where the page, the book. I'm just going through so many books, so many books. Um, Obviously, it will be difficult for me to find the actual time when the book cover is shown. But if you go, and I will let play anyway what I'm talking, that would be good. There's so many books. Hey, sister, I'm City. I hope you're doing well. There's so many books that I go through. I mean, authorities, and no matter who it is, you will see records, archaeological documents, statues, paintings, and you will see the dates. So you have the references, you have the books, the book titles, you have the book pages, you have the name of the records, you have the places where the records are kept, and you have the dates. That's why I say from 2700 BC, 2700 BC to about 700 BC. All these areas that for so many years people have been claiming were black people. Oh, the original people of Iran are black. Oh, the original Hebrews are black. Oh, the original these were black. The original heroes. That's all we've been hearing all these years. So easy to make those claims, but can you substantiate those claims? Can you back up those claims? Can you show and prove? Most of the time, it's linguistic acrobatics. Yeah, because Ham, you know what I'm saying? Ham, he was black, blah, 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 blah. Abraham, he got down with Hagar. Hagar, she was black, she was Egyptian, blah, blah, blah. So, you know what I'm saying? They were mixed there, and Ishmael, and blah, blah, blah. It's like a rap song. It's like a freestyle, making things up as you go, almost like battle rapping. Some people say, what do they say? What is that saying? Demonstration beats conversation. I've made the demonstration. Those books are in the French National Library. And any of you can go to a library of considerable size and go to the area of these regions, the Levant, the Middle East, any country or area that you are inquiring about, look for historical books or archaeological books if they have any. In the Louvre Museum, I went also many times to these departments of those areas: Arabia, Mesopotamia, the Middle East, the Levant, and I looked at the artifacts. See? But the Shady Reddy says, facts without evidence, everything is a hoax. Indeed, it's easy to make claims. What about the evidence? So you can do the same exercise. Go to a museum. And if you don't want to travel to the museum, try to look at the website. We have so many people that came in now. That's great. It's very easy. I mean, listen, many times I mentioned the big guys on the block. They've been getting paid. They've been getting paid for saying what they were saying. And they don't want to admit that their information was not necessarily correct. And it doesn't kill to say, well, I was wrong about that. It doesn't kill. You can make an amendment. I made amendments. My main video, my magnus opus, what I consider to be my greatest work, which is Kemet in Ma'at. That's what it's called now, but really it's Introduction to Kemet. I've reduced it. Some things I've said before, and I realized that, you know what, doesn't seem to be accurate. So I removed it, made amendments. It's shorter now. It was about an hour long. It's like 45 minutes long now. And if I'm ever asked about it, well, you did say that before, I won't have no problem saying, well, I was one of the mistaken. I said that many times before. So we have a French, somebody who left a comment in French. Salut, nono noir. Bon, c'est vrai, c'est pas en français, mais bon. Quand c'est en français, comme tu vois, il n'y a pas beaucoup de monde. Et ils savent plus quoi dire. Hein. On attend toujours les citations de Mohamed Noir. Mais bon, ça fait plaisir que tu sois là. So, brothers and sisters, what else can I say? Does anybody have any question? Anybody? Feel free if you do. Otherwise, I'm going to wrap this up. But the big guys on the block, they've been getting money and they want to keep on making money. And people like me are problematic. I'm a problem to some people. I mean, I could be saying so many stuff and saying, I mean, not long ago, it was cool to teach that Africans are living a jungle life. Remember that besides the physical traits, besides the physical appearance and the phenotype, not long ago, it was cool to say, teach, believe, and defend that Africans are living a jungle life. Don't you forget. Don't you forget. It was cool. I've never been cool with that. And I was slandered crazy. You know, the big guys on the block, when they have a consensus, they roll with it because they get paid with it. So let me see. I always thought that Canaan was part of the African continent due to the tectonic plates. I don't know, but I doubt. Well, okay. That's very interesting. I'm happy you said that. As far as I'm concerned, the days that I deal with, right? More or less 2000 BC to our times, I'm pretty confident that Canaan or today's Palestine or Israel was not part of the continent. I think that these separations of the continents or whatever it's called, I forgot the proper term. I think that goes back like millions of years. I might be wrong, but somebody might correct me. And I remember someone saying that Arabia is, what did he say? Northeast Africa or something like that. Should I be justified or would I be justified in saying that Spain is Southwest Africa, for example? I don't think so. But then again, that's important because it leads me to the initial question that was asked by the brother Nupu. When people say the original Hebrews, what time period are they talking about? That's very important though. Because if you're talking about 2 million years ago or 1 million years ago, I don't deal with that type of dates. I don't know. Once again, the Grimaldi man, isn't it said that the Grimaldi man was black? The Grimaldi man, isn't that in Europe? Why don't they call themselves Europeans? I think it's not fair. I think there's some hypocrisy. See? So that's one thing very important, people. When people tell you the original, these were the original Arabs, what time period? Now, the time period of Prophet Muhammad, I'm confident in saying that he could not have been black. He was white because he was described as so, and because of the depictions that we have, the archaeological documents that we have, the stages, we can see that they were Caucasians. Clearly, we can see that. And nowadays, we have a new field, which is acrobatic linguistic acrobatics, I mean. Well, brothers and sisters, I'm glad that you're tuning in. But remember that you have a voice and you can use it. I'm kind of alone. I rolled with the team back then. They turned on me. They bowed down to the Asiatic pressure. It was what it was. I wasn't a part of the team. I rolled with them. I was loyal. But when people disrespected Africans and Africa, People are teaching that Africans are living in jungle life. I became a problem and I was slandered crazy. In France, I worked with some people and they started defending pedophiles. I mean, defending Asiatics too who teach Africans are living in the jungle life and that black people are cursed. And they were out. And sadly for them, they got sodomized. They even rolled with some white nationalists, some neo-Nazi and skinheads, and they got sodomized and served them right. That's what you get. For a little bit of change, some people act strange. They got paid. Some so-called pro-black Pan-Africans got paid by some white neo-Nazi and skinheads, and they betrayed the black cause. But it is what it is. I'm not saying that to complain, but all I'm trying to say is that when I'm saying I'm alone, is that you can help me, not by sending me money, but by sharing this information. White Semites Black Awakening. I'm not saying that you should just share it everywhere, but at least whenever the conversation comes up about the original Hebrews and the original Arabs, or ancient Hebrews or ancient Arabs, or Prophet Muhammad and Moses and all the patriarchs of the Bible, when there's talks of them being black, you can at least share this video. And you can ask them, well, show me their depictions. But even with the linguistic, you see this one, the Oxford Encyclopedia. Let me go back. Let me go back. I'm glad. That's what I wanted to show you, but I thought this book showed earlier in the video. So I'm glad. Hold on, hold on. It will change. I will pause. One moment. My baby boo's calling me. I'm not gonna make her wait, am I? The Oxford Encyclopedia of Archaeology in the Near East. The Oxford Encyclopedia of Archaeology in the Near East. That's not my homie wrote a book. My homie has a PDF book that you can download for such and such website. Books are not peer reviewed and so on. Brothers and sisters, I've been quite long winded. Usually my lives are like 5 minutes, 10 minutes. It's been half an hour. So thank you very much, brothers and sisters worldwide who are showing me love. Please share the videos and I will holler at you later. As a matter of fact, I'm going to eat with my lady, my wifey, and I will be back probably, let's say maybe, to bring a quote about this Asiatic black man teaching, because they are part of the big guys on the block. They have it locked, don't they? Look at all these entertainers, rappers, singers, artists, actors. If I haven't said it already, they don't have no problem with Africans that live in jungle life as a teaching. They don't have no problem with black people being cursed and the essence of ugliness being kinky hair, broad nose, and thick lips. They don't have no problem with that. So they have it on lock. But when a white dude says something derogatory towards black person or black people, all hell breaks loose. Something is wrong here. Brothers and sisters, free your mind. It doesn't kill to say I disagree. You know what? If any of you agree that Africans are living the jungle life and that the black phenotype, the Negroid phenotype, which is kinky hair, broad nose, and thick lips, is the essence of ugliness because we rebelled against God, let me know. I'm going to leave you with that. Take care, brothers and sisters. I will holler at you later. Hotel.